Okay, class, this is basically continuation from your previous class regarding pseudocode. Okay, so today basically I'm going to show you exactly how the process works, translating from pseudocode to the programming language. Okay, so basically I'm going to use the basic that I keep on always talking about in the class, the BMI calculator. So the BMI calculator basically use the following formula. So you have your BMI value. So let's say your BMI equal weight divided by height times height. Okay, so we always start with a formula before we proceed with pseudocode. So the pseudocode based on the formula, so we know that there are two inputs here. So we have weight and height. So this on the right side here, basically we are looking at the input for our pseudocode. Okay, so the code always start with, you can either use start. Okay, the first thing is that we want user to provide input. Okay, so input, we put it in the double comma here. So this is basically we're going to ask user the input. Okay, so please input your, let's start with height in meters. Okay, and then from here we need to assign the value that we get from user, which is height, and put it into what we call, as later we learn about the variable. So sorry, not input, again this is output, we are outputting to screen. Okay, sorry about that. And then we need to get the value that user input here to a variable. So we put it input to a variable. So our variable here, weight and height. Okay, let's say we start with height. Okay, so height, input height. And since we do have two variables that we need to get from user, so we need to ask again, output to screen, please input your weight in kilogram. Okay, so this time around the input will be stored in a variable called weight. Okay, so weight and height. Then we continue with process. So our process here based on the following formula. So just BMI, just calculate BMI equal weight divided by height times height. Okay, and finally you want to show back the result to user, output to screen. So your BMI is, so the value of the BMI is this BMI and N, right? So that basically how you translate from any given problem to a what we call as pseudocode. It's quite easy. Find out the formula first. If it involves with calculation with some sort like processing that requires the use of formula, so in this case it's just a BMI. Alright, so now from here you want to translate this into programming. So let's say this is the sample of my programming. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller, font, reduce the size to 14. Okay, so that I can make it into this. Right, so this is basically the programming. So we start with start. Okay, start basically when you create new project. So here I put it as a new project called Hello BMI. So you just create new project. Alright, so when you create new project, automatically you're given with the following with the basic, something like this. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Here's something like this. This is the basic skeleton of programming when you create new project with Eclipse. Okay, so you give it a project name hello BMI, and then you're given with the main method and also with the class name hello BMI. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to output this to screen. Okay, we need to output this to user. So we use system.out.println. So this means output. So we put please input your height in meters. Okay, and then we need to store this in a variable called height. Okay, since this requires certain additional class, because we want to accept input from user, we need to use the following class: scanner equal new scanner system.in. Okay, so now we can do this. Okay, we need to add this to the programming. Then we can use input.height. So the type of the data is double. So the variable name that we've given here is height, double height, scanner dot next double. So the data type is double, always terminating any instruction with a semicolon. So next we need to continue with the second input. So the second input basically the same operation, system.out.println. Please input your weight in kilogram. Alright, and then we need to get also the same for the weight, input weight. So translating into double weight equal scanner dot next double. Okay, since data type is double, and then we perform the operation or the process. So the process simply the data type double for the BMI equal weight divided by height times height. Okay, so that basically the processing part, and finally you want to show back the result to user. So system.out.println, and your BMI is, okay, to showcase the value, just put what we call as a concatenation of the output, the result of BMI here. Okay, so now you can see the pair here. So let me put it into something like this. Okay, so these two basically for the first part, this and this are equal to sorry, not that one. This one, okay, something like this. Okay, so this part basically referring to this part, this part referring to this part, this process referring to this process, okay, and this referring to this. Now you can see the translation directly from your pseudocode, from this pseudocode to the programming. All right, so let's see the result. So you can see the output down here. When you start the programming, when you run the project, the program, you can see now please input your height in meter. So my height is 167 and my weight is 67 kilogram. So my BMI value is 24.02. Basically you can truncate this value later, but I'm not going to go into that yet. So I just want to show you the process of translating from this to the programming, okay, to Java programming. So now you can see that this is the terminal output or terminal result from running this Java program. Alright, so yeah, that basically it. So you can see the importance of having the pseudocode in any programming. Okay, you need to have the pseudocode first, because from here you can have the program outline, and when you do the programming, it's going to be easy for you. Alright, so that is all for this topic. So thank you very much.